Welcome back, YouTubers. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything to YouTube, down to various issues. Now I'm back, and the reason why I'm back is because I'm going to go and view a car which is in Wolverhampton, and I'm hoping it's going to be pretty good. I will show you around the car as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you around the car that I'm currently in, which is a Nissan X-Trail. So hopefully you'll like it, because it's not too bad. It's got a lot of electrical gizmos that is witchcraft to me, because I'm not really interested in too many electrical gizmos. So here it is. So this is the other half's X-Trail. So what does it have in it that is... It's got electric everything pretty much. It's got a heated steering wheel. It's got heated seats. Well, that's not a new thing, but I don't have that in my car. It has quite a decent head-up display. Obviously push button start, electric handbrake, of course, and it has this lane assist thing for when you're going into lanes, obviously, and it is quite a nice looking car. Not too bad for a fit 67 plate. I'm pretty impressed with it. And yeah, so there is a lot of information, a lot of stop start, which I think is pretty normal for a lot of these modern cars these days. It's quite a nice car, indeed. Until it goes wrong, I suppose. Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's the next day. I'm afraid the last videos that you saw a moment ago, as you will be a moment ago, was actually from the day before. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film what I was doing because I was checking the car out. Now, as you can see, this is the car that I purchased. It is a Ford Granada Scorpio 4x4 Janspeed Turbo. I drove it back, and it drove back really well for a 32-year-old car. It's got, you know, pretty much everything electric inside it. I didn't even know it had a rear view camera on it as well, and the little head unit, which was handy. I'll show you the engine. You can see what I'm going to be doing. There's the big turbo, Janspeed sign. Some of you who may well be in the know will know that Janspeed and Turbo Technics did a little joint, not a joint venture, they made kits for these cars, or what they do is they convert it in their workshop as far as the wear, and this is where the incarnation they made, or one of them anyway. Now, I had a little bit of a hairy moment with it at one point, because it started to rev over to about 3,000 revs, and I didn't know what was wrong with it. But this hose here must be some kind of diverter hose. It goes directly into the inlet manifold. So it looks like it's like some kind of check valve on it, but that came off, and obviously it revved up to 3,000 RPM, and it wouldn't boost, and it got a bit hairy at that point, so I had to sort of pull over and have a look to see what was wrong. But I've got to put some Jubilee clips on that. One of the main bulbs are out. There's an issue with the alternator, I think, because the lights keep flickering on it. A couple of the belts are a bit worn, and some of the exhaust gaskets are blowing. So, and there's some welding underneath. Now, other than that, this is going to be on the channel quite a lot, because I'm going to try and show you what I'm going to be doing today, assuming that the battery's going to last on the camera. I need to check the tyre pressures, I need to balance the wheels, and what was the other thing that I want to do? I want to check some of the bushes as well, and the shaker plates on them shaker plates down there. Right, I better get cracking. Right, so as I said earlier on, what I was going to do is I was going to show you underneath the car whilst I was here. Now I was looking underneath it. Structurally, it's not actually that bad for what it is. Okay, it does need a little bit of welding, but there's a few little things that I found on it. There's some polyurethane bushes there. You can see that, yeah. And there's one on the other side as well. Bit of an oil leak up there. Up there. And I think it's come from one of the rocker cover gaskets up at the top. A little bit of a weep coming out the front diff. Yep. And I'll go to the back of the car. There's smell a bit of fuel coming from around here somewhere, but there is a breather pipe here, so it's probably coming from that. The fuel system looks pretty dire, to be fair. Probably could update it in the near future. There is some leaks coming from the exhaust, one bit there, one bit there, which is further down. Not quite sure what this is yet. I don't know if this is someone's put a cat in, maybe they put a cat in it, not quite sure. And it's leaking here, and I think it's leaking somewhere up there as well, where I showed you earlier. So this isn't the MT75 gearbox, this is like a T5 from what I can tell. I think it's a T5, I can't really tell on it. But on this one here, the gearbox mount, that one there where my finger is, that's a bit worn, that's making it float up and down. So, well, there's a lot more modern cars I've ever worked on, and they're in far worse condition than this. So, it shows the kind of build quality that used to be there. Oh, that's another thing as well, the radiator is starting to leak. But, again, like I was just about to go and explain, I mean, I've seen much younger cars be worse than this, and I'm pretty impressed. Okay, I may need a rad in the future, but at the moment I think that it'd be okay. I mean, I'll have a spare rad anyway to fit in one of these. Right, okay, so next clip hopefully is going to be me trying to take one of the wheels off. Wow, and tight. So what you saw me do a moment ago was I just took the wheel off, nothing special in that regard. I've just put it on the tyre balancing machine. I'm just going to check to see if it's actually out. I've got a feeling it is, but I can't imagine it's going to be a great deal. It looks like something's gone around that tyre as well. No, maybe that's not gone around the tyre. But the tyre looks a bit old anyway, but who knows, maybe a little bit egged. Now, Just going to turn it on, spin it up. Okay, so we're 25 grams out. Now what I'm going to do is, there's already weights on it already. If you can probably see that there, maybe. I'm going to knock all them weights off, clean all the inside of the rim out, and then start again. So hopefully it should be a little bit better. Right. Is it? Perfect. Let's see what tire pressure it is now. It does feel a bit, it's got a lot in it. Actually do this one up for a change. Don't do them up fully because I'm going to torque it up. Right, now I've got to do the other side. I did the other side if anyone's wondering. Torque the wheels now. Okay, that's done for the time being. I need to get them refurbished, the elements, because they are, one of them is quite badly buckled. So kind of can sort that out. It will do for the time being. Now I have to sort that out because it keeps falling off under boost. See, look at that, falls straight off. Okay. Right, okay, I won't bore you too greatly in the what I had to do here, but that valve, that pipe here was going on to, I think that's the idle control valve, that one there. I thought it went into another hose, but because it was dark I couldn't really see it. Because the end bit is so shallow, the hose goes on, but I can't get a Jubilee clip on it. So what I've done is I've sort of put some load of cable ties around it, and I've put some Jubilee clips on there and put the cable ties around it so it tightens it on until I can find a permanent solution for it. I'm thinking there may have been a bracket that pushes on there, so I'm thinking of maybe what I might do is weld a piece of metal onto here and then bolt it directly to that, so then it stays rigid and then I don't have to worry about using cable ties. But I'm going to check to see if this allows me to boost. If it allows me to boost, happy days. It's just a solution for the situation I'm in at the moment, so it's only a temporary fix. So we'll soon see what happens. I will get back to you when I take it for a test drive. Stayed on. Okay, so filmed this in a little bit different way. I've had to do it in separate times, so that's probably why you can see me in the, well, 1 minute I was in the car, next minute now you see me now sitting in the car. I had to be dragged along to go to IKEA. So now when I was checking this out this morning, I discovered that there's an oil leak, which I think I mentioned earlier before. Now it looks like it's actually coming from the near side cylinder bank, so I've got to fix that. I had got in touch with a company on eBay, and his account is something like Ford Parts Performance or something like that, and I spoke to him about what I've got, and I said well, I might have to go and purchase some uprated head gaskets, because I don't think the standard ones are going to be very good. And then I'm going to go and get some uprated bolts as well, and then I'll try and record that and film that and show you what I have to do. I went on to auto data and it says it only takes 4.8 hours, so we'll see how long it takes. But I'm probably going to send the heads off both sides and get them skimmed and pressure tested and probably lapped and checked to make sure they're not leaking. Right, okay, if you like what you see, you like the car, let me know if you've ever heard of one, because I've only ever seen another one that was for sale on the bay probably about 10 years ago. I don't know how many more of these Janspeed Granadas are around. I'm not very familiar with them, so this is the first time I've ever owned one, so it's all going to be very new to me. I'm going to try to see if I can upgrade the turbo, because it is boosting, but it's not boosting very well. I think there's something wrong with the external wastegate, and I think that there's a hose which runs directly from the inlet directly to a wastegate, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I'll have to see if I can make a new setup for it and make it so it actually boosts quite well, because at the moment it boosts around 3,000 to between 3 and 5, and then it starts to act a little bit weird. Now yeah, again, if you've ever worked on one of these before or installed them, maybe give us a shout, and maybe we can have a chat, because I wouldn't mind learning a little bit about these turbo conversions and what was done on them, etc. like that. So I don't know if they're going to be any different from the Turbo Technics ones, but as far as I'm aware, I think the Turbo Technics ones actually don't have external wastegates. I'll have to go and check my engine that I've got in there. I don't think they have an external wastegate, come to think of it. Well, I might as well just check my own one. Anyway, if you like what you see, like, share and subscribe, and next time hopefully it will be me buying parts and doing stuff to this car. Thank you very much. Bye bye.